What's up, guys? Welcome to another YouTube video. I hate doing intros like that. Recently, I've been kind of just going through a bit of a rut. I haven't been feeling like just good about myself. My self-confidence has been low, and I just, and I could probably relate it to a couple of things. To be honest, I've been missing a lot of my like TRT pins, so I've been like definitely low on tests, but it just always feels like whenever you have these like crazy highs in life, when the lows come around, and I guess especially for me, the lows just feel so terrible. And I hate like thinking like that because I feel like I'm giving myself an excuse when I feel that low. I'm like, well, I feel like shit. Let me just like feel even more like shit to emphasize how much I feel like shit. And it's like self-inflicted injuries, wounds. I know there's a lot more things, like everything I've gone through, shit I had to deal with, and all the realizations I've had through my life, and I just feel like it just keeps happening in different ways. Like I get what I'm saying is like I get over some humps, and then there's just more and more and more, and I guess that's just kind of like life in a way. It's like you're always gonna have these ups and downs, and I know it's so cliche. I've heard that shit before, and I'm like, all right, yeah, but like genuinely, when you're in that down phase, you have to realize that, and like there is no motivation. So you have to force yourself to do the things that you normally would be really motivated to do. Maybe I can agree with like somewhat that, like, yeah, lifting, definitely I got into it for like the self-confidence and like, to feel better about myself, but no, I've been lifting for a decade, man, and I still have these issues. So lifting has not been the cure to it, and over the past 4 years, and it seems like so much longer. It feels like it's only been like, I think it's probably coming up on 4 years at this point, where I started having these realizations and like really started looking at myself for who I am, and like really thinking about the thoughts that I have, the actions I take, the decisions I make, and like why do I do these things? Why do I feel this way? Like, and it's been a fucking crazy journey, and I wish I could say like I found like faith, or I found like something, and in a way, I did find faith, or at least a system to believe in, and everyone has their own, and respect to that. But I wish I could say I had this profound like extreme awakening, which it really wasn't even like that. I guess like the first step would be me just acknowledging, this always happens to me. I always get this type of way. What is going on? And that pretty much is just stems to start like asking yourself questions about yourself, and asking questions about like and just asking questions and being curious, and not like I never understood why people, for instance, like I get it, like football teams and stuff like that. There's like diehard fans, but like I've never been a person to like be so heavily moved to like just directly support this one entity without like any like substance. I don't know, like, and maybe to some people like sport, like football saves their life, that gives them something to look forward to throughout the year. I get that. Like, I've been at that point at one point, so I understand it, but I was never incredibly moved. And like as I've gotten older, I started to realize like there aren't many things that like I can identify with. People seem to identify with a sports team, identify with a political party, identify with a religion, identify with an opinion, and it's like when you and I definitely was like that at one point, so I can understand it. But when I kind of let go of all my identifications, because it's hard to tell between like what you actually are, who you actually are, what you actually like and identify with, and what like you're just told by society to feel and think. And I feel like I started to pick up on a lot of that, and I started to notice that like people are just being told how to feel and think so much, and when that hit me, I started to think like I've been telling myself how to feel and think, and I would behave and act and think in certain ways to align with that identity. And oh fuck, I feel like this is definitely. I just wanted to say hello, hi, and that I'm having a hard time, but I definitely still do struggle with my identity and like kind of identifying who I am and what I like. And I don't think I've given myself enough time to like really pursue a lot of my passions and things I like doing that will make me happy in life. Um, I think I was overly concerned with a lot of things that didn't really mean much or weren't very relevant. It was very, just a young mindset, and I don't know, man. all I'm saying is I'm having a down point, and I'm upset about that because I should be past this by now. I've done so much work, I've gone through so much, and I'm finally like back where I want to be and at the place that I wanted to be 2 years ago, and like I'm still having this self doubt. So if that doesn't mean anything, guys, like just because you think like, you know, you're not getting where you want to be, or you have these like opinions of yourself that you just constantly can't get out of your head and you just want to beat yourself up about it, like you have to realize like that's not you, that's not who you want to identify with, and that's not your future. So with that being said, I'm gonna go hit a back day. It's a little late. I just had some creamer rice with Gorilla Minds chocolate peanut butter protein. I highly recommend you pick that up. Tastes really fucking good and goes great in oats or creamer rice or shakes or anything you want. Really, it's good flavor. All right, Momo. Today's pre-workout, I'm going to be trying out the new grape cotton candy from Gorilla Mind. This is their stimulant mode, so it is like 6 o'clock right now, and I probably shouldn't be taking a lot of caffeine, but I haven't had much today at all, maybe 100 milligrams of caffeine with like my coffee this morning. And I'm just going to take a little bit just for a little taste test, and it shouldn't hopefully affect my sleep much. Okay, so it's cotton candy with like kind of like a grape aftertaste almost. Not a big fan of grape, like I said. Not bad though. Similar to like a grape soda pop flavor, but like there's this light, airy feeling. I don't know if I'm describing it right, but like this light sprinkle of cotton candy that kind of like almost turns it into like, honestly, it tastes like you're eating a grape cotton candy. Like, because you get that cotton candy feeling initially, and then there's a grape aftertaste. That's not bad. Dude, I don't know how they pull off these flavors, but Gorilla Mind blows my mind. It's corny. But yeah, code Qwin if you want to pick this up. They have a bunch of other flavors as well that are in stock. But I'm going to be adding another scoop of nitric into this just to get a little more pump out of it, since there's a little bit of caffeine. I took a half scoop of this. So I want to get more of a pump out of this workout, like low to mild caffeine, and just like feel good and enjoy this. So I'll catch you guys there.
Yo guys, so I want to talk a little bit about specificity when it comes to training your back. And not gonna lie, my upper back and lats are destroyed. I really didn't expect because this was more of an upper back focused, as I'll talk about the differences between targeting your lats and your upper back. But this was more of an upper back focused back day workout. And the day after, I felt my upper back, fried. I'm like, all right, cool. So I hit the target area, whatever. The next day, so 2 days after this workout, my lats are like fucking fried. So now my whole back is just like obliterated. So I really didn't expect that because I didn't put as much emphasis on lats as I did on upper back. But you'll see the differences here in just a moment. So you'll notice how I'm rowing here, it's with a high elbow. So I'm putting more emphasis on my traps and my upper back. Rhomboids, pretty much all the muscles in my upper back here. Rear delts are getting a little bit of work, but this really, I wanted to focus on seeing how my shoulders round forward. They like come forward, I get full extension and stretch, and then I explode and pull up. I would prefer to keep my base and torso a little more steady. But what's most important here is that you're driving with a high elbow so that you're engaging your upper back and traps. Here's me taking off my shirt, getting pretty hot pretty quickly. I fucking sweat so easily. But okay, cool. We're back to the movements. So you'll see here I'm pulling with a lower elbow. So this is where I'm alternating between getting my lats warmed up and getting my upper back warmed up. See how the switch just happened right there? Now I'm rowing with a higher elbow height. So I pretty much just switched from getting a little more lats involved to my upper back getting more involved here. Yeah, so that's a very good example of like different ways to perform. And definitely see the supinated grip here. My palms are up. This is going to be a lat focused movement here. Elbows are low and tucked. I could probably tuck them a little better, but bigger your lats get, the more they get in the way. But the supination here and the drive directly through the elbows and straight through the body, you really want to focus on stretching at the top of the lift. So right there, stretch, and then flex, like engage your lats, and then pull through your elbows, pull through your lats. You'll see me switch here to an overhand grip, a pronated grip, like semi-pronated, semi-neutral, because the bar is like, slanted. Fuck up a little bit there. I hit myself in the chest with the little, there's like a piece of metal that sticks out on this thing, weird grip. But yeah, once I get the row pattern correct, you'll see this is how it's supposed to be done. I'm pulling again through my elbows, but I'm really focusing on my upper back to squeeze and pinch and pull. And then pretty much after those, those were the working sets right there. After warming up, going through a couple of those working sets to get my lats and upper back pumped, I'll do another, this is a single arm lat pull down, and I was kind of experimenting with this machine a little bit because I wasn't getting a great contraction in my lats. It took me to sit further back in the seat. You'll notice in the beginning clip I was closer to the leg pad thing, and then I moved back more and I started leaning back a little bit more, and then finally this machine has 2 independent cables, so you could do cable pull downs, or you could do lat pull downs with both hands, but each cable is independent. So what I did is I grabbed the cable on the left side to use on my right arm, and then I grabbed the cable on the right side to use on my left arm. Hope you're following me here. To kind of make it like a cross body single arm lat pull down. And that really, when I did that, you'll notice you see my face, it's starting to get really fucking hard. That's because I'm pulling not only down and through my elbow, but also slightly across my body because of this unique machine. I wish I actually showed you what it looked like, so it makes more sense. But instead of having one cable, it has 2 cables, and you can attach independent handles to each cable, and they're side by side. So I just grabbed the opposite side and rode with the opposite side, so it's across my body, and it really engaged my lats well. So pretty much after doing another lat movement, I moved on to, again, another upper back movement. So structuring your days kind of in this way will help you. Well, it really depends what you're trying to prioritize. I really want to prioritize my upper back. I think my lats are fine. They could definitely grow. So I'm kind of doing a little bit even of both, but I really care about upper back, and that's why I was prioritizing hitting the upper back as one of my first main movements. But then alternating between lats and upper back is pretty much the staple here of having a good back day. You can only row so many different ways, so a lot of these are going to look like the same movements, but what's important is where you're targeting and prioritizing muscle engagement. So typically a lower elbow, a very low elbow close to the body, is going to be lats. A high elbow closer to shoulder height is going to be your upper back and traps. And honestly, an elbow somewhere in the middle can be a lot more rear delt. This machine right here, I wasn't a really big fan of. Honestly, it feels very weird to do. It's your arms too wide out, so you're relying on your rear delt a bit, your upper back a bit, and your lats a bit. And I don't think this is a great machine. I tried to even do it supinated grip to see if I could get a better contraction in my lats, and I just really couldn't. But sometimes, you don't really feel it that well, but it still engages the muscle. So I don't think this is a terrible, this is a good view of where my elbow is coming. So it's not bad. Elbow is pretty tucked. I just wish I could drive a little more into my body instead of out, because you'll see how my elbow is rowing outward. But regardless, I still think it's a decent lat movement. And then finally, wrapping up with the good old-fashioned lawn mowers or bent over dumbbell rows. So this movement, I was trying my best to keep my elbow flared and out to the side, because I'm trying to engage my upper back as much as possible. So I believe I did more upper back than I did lats through this back workout. But you'll see I'm getting close to failure here. I'm really trying to push it. It's very hard to push it on dumbbells. That's why I prefer cables. But you'll see a better view or better angle on this side of how high I'm trying to row my my elbow, because I really am trying to think about moving this weight through my elbow and using my upper back to move it. So I'm trying not to swing my torso too much. You'll see I'm not using any momentum much. And when I get to the top, I'm really trying to reach back as far as I possibly can. allowing my scapula to move and my upper back to move the weight as well to get everything involved. You'll see I'll hit failure there, and then I'll wrap it up. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of guitar here, so give me a sec. All right, so I decided, as you can tell, I have a guitar here. I've been thinking about it for a little while. I used to be, decent at playing. I was pretty good in playing guitar in high school, and by pretty good I mean like I could play several songs. If I looked up songs and I knew the chords, I could learn the song and be like, you could tell it was the song, at least, But I have not played in several years after. I think I played for like 2 or 3 years after high school, and then I pretty much would pick up the guitar like 3 times a year since then and just play like 1 or 2 songs I know. So I decided that I'm going to commit to learning how to play the guitar again. So hopefully this, the break-in period should be pretty nice. Right now my fingers are destroying me. And I remember the first 2-3 weeks of playing the guitar, it wasn't even like learning. Like, it was so frustrating because it wasn't learning the chords or learning like music theory or like learning these things on how and why things sound the way they do, and how they mesh, and how to play it, of course. But it was literally the fucking fingers hurting so much that you could only practice so much. So in the beginning, right now, I'm probably just gonna play for like 10-15 minutes a day, just like really, challenge them. They hurt, but I'm giving myself like 20-30 seconds in between, playing for 10-15 minutes, every single day, get my calluses back. And hopefully from there, I'll get a little bit of my rhythm back to it. And I just want to show you guys a bit of the progress through the weeks. And I think it'll be fun for the videos, you guys to see me get better and better at guitar. Right now I'm just watching some YouTube videos, getting a refresher on like what the chords are and everything. Because once I remember what the chords are, I'll know where they are on the guitar. And then I'll be able to put together music and shit. Because I know what the chords are going to sound like when I play them. I remember I was decent. I was like above average beginner, so whatever, but it'll be fun. Just remember that the thinnest string is going to be your first string. The thickest string is going to be your sixth string. So you have 1, 2. This is so hard to hit. I'm going to have to hit it. I can't use that pinky. Qwin? I just haven't played in like several years, so I'm pretty rusty, but I still got a little bit in me. Yeah, I'm just watching a couple of YouTube videos on all the chords, so hopefully I can learn the chords again, and then once I learn them, you can like, know what the chords sound like in your head, and then you can just like literally, the best thing ever is just sitting down knowing like 20 chords and just trying to figure out how you can combine them into a song. And you can just make music, It's fun. Kind of winging it, just kind of enjoying life here and sharing, the parts of life that I enjoy with you guys. So hopefully you learned something from this video. And if you want to see anything in the future specifically that you want me to talk about, like, please let me know, because I'm fucking terrible with ideas and I have all this self-doubt, and I think that no one cares to listen, and maybe no one does, but you guys matter. So let me know what you want to see, and I'll do my best to do that. Yeah. So seriously, I don't normally make this so blatantly obvious, but seriously guys, I really want to make a good impression with Rise. This is my first clothing company in several years, so if every single person that watches this video bought one thing from Rise, it would set such a great fucking example. It would mean the world to me. Their clothing's pretty fucking sick. This hoodie's incredibly comfortable. I've been wearing this every single day for like the past like 2 weeks. They have really nice clothing. Just all I'm saying is check out their store, click the link in the bio. If you like something, you think something's cool, code Qwin will get you a percentage off. But more importantly, man, like, I would really appreciate, any of you guys if you were to go do that. If just every single person that even liked the videos, every single person that likes this video, if they were to buy just one product from Rise, that
that would mean the world to me. A really cool company. Mark Fitt's the owner of them. I don't know if you know him, but he's an OG in the fitness community. Really cool guy, great businessman, and I've been following for several years, so I've been just seeing the progression through his life. You know, he seems like he has a good head on his shoulders, and I could learn a lot from him, as well as the people I've been working within the company so far. Tony, shout out to Tony. Super cool people, great guys, nice guys. We have great conversations every time I get to talk to them. They're good people making good clothing, and it's fucking sick. And they have some cool stuff coming out in the future. So please, you know, think about it at least. But I hope you could see me there. I forgot I wasn't standing in the ring light, so sorry about that. But that's the end of the video. I don't have anything else to talk about, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.